Welcome to another quick review and install video from Ultimate DIYer. Today we're going to take a look at the WAVLINK BE8800 Wi-Fi 7 tri-band PCIe adapter. That is a mouthful. What this adapter is going to do is it's going to take your computer. Say you have a pretty nice computer but you don't have Wi-Fi on it, so you're always using your laptop because your desktop you can't communicate with. There's no Wi-Fi. You have to always have it plugged in via cable. Well, this will allow you to do away with that and make your desktop computer function just like a laptop. You're going to take a PCI card, this is it right here, and you are going to put it in your PCI slot, and you will also hook up through your USB power, and I'm going to show you how that works. But a couple more things about this before we move on. This will work on a 2.4, a 5, and a 6 gigahertz system. It's also Bluetooth 5.4. So the way this comes, I've already opened it up to kind of save us some time. You're going to get a manual, just like this one here. It's very simple, folds open, gives you some basic instructions. There is a couple of things about the PC you're going to need to know, though, because your circumstances may be a little different. We'll cover that in just a second. But I wanted to tell you in the very front, you're going to have a QR code. You can scan the QR code and it will take you directly to their website where you can download the drivers and more information. So keep that in mind, set that aside, don't lose it, you're going to need it. The other things you're going to get in the kit is you're going to actually get the card. And it comes in a nice static-free container here, plastic container that keeps static off of it. And when you pull this out, it looks really great. It's got a nice heat sink built onto it. Here's where it's going to plug into your PCI. If you look on the back side, this is going to be a dual antenna area where we're going to attach the antennas, which we have right here. And it even has a little indicator light to let you know when it has power. They're also going to give you the power cord. So you will plug this into your board, but you are going to need to plug this into your USB port on your motherboard. And I'll show you that in just a minute. You also get some little retainer clips in case you need it, and they give you some extra little screws right here in case you need that to screw them in as well. Now, the very first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to pull your covers off and set them aside. I have both covers off because I wanted to track down exactly where my front USB plugs are going onto my board. But really what you need to do is find out which board you have, look it up, and find out where your USB plug is going to be on the board to plug this in. You normally have two. One that will come in, which will be a main one for up here on the top or the front of your PC, and you'll have another one along the bottom. So you're going to need to locate that via your manufacturer's diagram. So we're going to go ahead and do that here in just a second, but a couple more quick things. Make sure that you unplug everything. I've got everything off. Make sure that you push that power button a couple of times just to make sure there's no power built up in it. Now I'm actually working on a carpeted floor. I don't really like doing that. I like hard surface if I can, but I will tell you I've never really had a static problem. I always make sure I touch the case before I touch anything electronic and put it in. But I've never really had an issue, but if you're worried about that, be sure you're on a hard surface. There's little wristbands you can get that will de-static everything that you can clip onto the side of the PC to make sure that you do not get any static electricity inside of the board and cause a mess. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull you in a little closer and I'm going to show you basically how this goes in. Okay guys, so what you're going to have here is when you look, I'm going to keep this tilted this way so you can see. Here's your PCI slots, these two that are here. This is for the small one, like a PCI 1. This is going to be a 16 up above. Now this card will go in either one, but if you have the small one open, that's the one I would use. Along the bottom here, you're going to see where all of my connectors are, and I'm going to light that up a little more. Grab my flashlight so that maybe you can see that a little better. But all along the bottom here I have connectors. The main one that I'm going to be plugging into is the one with the big black cover around it right here. That is going to be a 9-pin. And this connector, if you look at them, there is a 9-pin connector here. You have 5 on one side and 4 on the other. We are going to plug that into there, and the white side is going to plug into our board. Now, when it comes to plugging in the board, you have multiple types of cases. I know that it's slot number 2 here, and I actually have screws on this one, and we're going to take the screw out. Some units, they're throwaway. You don't have a screw. You're just going to bend it out and throw it aside. Keep this screw because you're going to need it in just a second when you have your unit in. Slide this out. There it is. It's that quick. Take your board, and I'm going to try to do this without blocking your view. But you are going to take it and slide it. See if I can actually. Alright, I have a special guard here that I believe I'm going to have to pull loose. Alright, so now you're going to take the board and we're going to try to line her up here. I've moved this bracket back right here so I can slide my tongue in between the brackets. So we're going to take it just like that. See if I can get her lined up. And now when you get it lined up, you're going to push it in. You don't want to over push, but you're going to fill it. It's going to go in nice and firm. And when you look, this bracket is going to be nice and tight. You're not going to be able to get any further in. That's how you know you're there. Then I'm going to tighten up the sliding bracket here. And we are going to take our set screw now and put it back. And let's see, right here, just like this. We're going to now take the plug that we have. The white goes to the white. You're going to spot it pretty simple. And you're going to slide it into place. Just like that there. And it's in. And now we are going to take this side. We are going to plug it in right here. And if you're looking at these guys, by the way, most of your board manufacturers on the very bottom are going to tell you what everything is. Like RGB, fan 1, fan 2. And then this one that we're plugging into says USB. So we know that's our USB plug, and then it also matches. Now if you look at the end, I got 5 on the bottom, 4 on the top. I look at my pin connector, I have 5 on the top, so I know that it goes this direction. So you'll gently take it and push it into place. Just like that there, and bingo, it is in. Now the only thing, guys, I have left to do on here is open up my antennas and get it out of this little bag, just like this. Now these have really cool swivels. You're going to be able to swivel it around so you can face them up. And you're simply going to twist these into place. Just like that. I actually do it straight first because then I can move it where I want it. Do the same thing with the other one. Let me turn it just a little, make sure you're seeing what's going on. So you're going to take it and you're going to slide it right in here like that and start turning. Get it where you want it, and now I can actually move these. Let's see if I can go just a little more right there. Move them where I want them. Whatever gives me the best. Whatever gives me the best signal, so I'll play with it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bore you with all of these details. I'm just going to tell you what you need to do at this point. All you're going to do is put your panels back on, get everything plugged back in, and you will download the drivers. Once you have the drivers downloaded, you should be good to go. Follow their instructions and they will tell you exactly what to do on site where you get the drivers. Outside of that, guys, it's extremely easy. So do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today. I don't think you'll regret it. And we'll see you guys on the next review.